What's up, YouTube? Um, Coming on today, I want to discuss a topic today, that I feel like a lot of people suffer from. That's men and women, okay? And this topic, I'm bringing up today because of a situation that previously happened a few days ago, with a young lady. Um, Long story short, she seemed like she could be a very, very good woman, okay? But within the extensive conversation, I can tell that she was very hurt and she was dealing with a lot with her upbringing and with her ex boyfriend, right? With a lot of things that she have not yet got over. So I want to come on here today and discuss, seeking the help that you need, right, in order to move forward in your life. Okay. I know sometimes it's easier said than done, depending on the situation and depending on what you've been through, it can be difficult sometimes, and I understand, right? But at the end of the day, you have to understand that you have one life, and until you resolve, whatever's causing your pain, you're not going to flourish in this world, okay? So to give you a little synopsis, a little background information of how this transpired, okay? So me and this young lady was conversing and I was telling her about some of the things that I've been through with my ex-girlfriend, right? My ex-girlfriend, you know, um, she was a very toxic person, and I think in her own way, she was hurt from things in her past that she never resolved and fixed, and then transfer that negativity to our relationship, right? Long story short, I'm not making any excuses for her because she was just trash, right? Right? But, the whole point of this video is, discussing, the pain and the hurt, and, you need to find a way to come to a conclusion or come to a place of happiness and peace, all right? So I was telling her a little bit of the things that I've been through. I told her some of the things that my ex did to me, went on vacation. She fucked up. She was being really disrespectful on vacation. I ended up breaking up with her. And then in the midst of all of that, on top of her fucking up, on top of her fucking up, she then made things worse by trying to lie on me and say that I assaulted her because I saw her stealing money. Long story short, not to get into all the details, right? She came back to the room with security, right? After I broke up with her, she told me she was staying with some other young ladies. We was in Jamaica, some young lady she just fucking met, whatever. I don't give a fuck, right? So she come back to get her passport, but in the midst of doing that, I see her in the safe stealing money. So I grabbed her, picked her up, and just put out the room. All right. So security is there. She didn't tell security to call the police. He assaulted me. Security was like, no, he didn't. Right. And the security was like, we're a little confused because you said you was coming back for a passport. Why are you taking that much money? Right. Typically when I travel, stuff like that, right, it takes a lot of money, like $10,000, right? So she took the whole wad of money, okay? That's not happening. So long story short, she kept asking security to call the police. I mean, over and over and over for like an hour, okay? Security could not figure out what was wrong with her. She was also dealing with some other substance abuse, okay? She was one of them people who could not drink, okay? So long story short, I was telling the young lady about this story, you know, and she was like, "You've been through a lot," and that was just one story of a few other ones that I told her. And she was like, "You've been through a lot, babe. You've been through a lot." She was like, "I don't think that you're ready to date." And I was like, I broke up with her almost a year ago. I was like, I am in a position mentally and prepared to date if that right woman comes into my life. Okay. Then I was telling her all of the things that I did for her financially. And she was like, pretty much like, oh, I was stupid. I was this, I was that, whatever, right? I said, yeah, looking back on it, some of the things that I did was premature and she didn't deserve it, right? But that's just who I am. When I'm in, I'm all in, okay? But she was trying to change who I was when it comes to the man that I am, as far as treating my woman like a queen, okay? and just spoiling her. That's the type of guy that I am. So I was like, that was premature. I learned from it. But the next woman that comes in my life, I'm gonna like I'm a type of dude that if you appreciate me, you're loyal, you love me, you respect me, I'm the type of dude that I will go out my way to satisfy you. That's just who I am, right? So I was telling her that what happened with my ex is not going to dictate or be a factor in how I treat women in the future. Why would I allow someone that never deserved my energy and time to affect the possibility of something great with someone else, right? So in the midst of saying this, I was like, if people do that, that's because they're still damaged and they're still hurt and they're still grieving and they need to take time, okay? They need to take time to themselves and just don't date, right? And come to peace in terms with everything they have been through, okay? And in the midst of that, she said, I'm really not liking how you talking, right? Like you just sound like an like an asshole. I'm like, what did I just say to sound like an asshole? Right? And she was like, I just don't like the words you chose. I'm like, the words I chose? What are you talking about? She was like, damaged. I was like, So if that word bothers you, you must have heard it before and it hit a soft spot. Right? So then she then got worse. Okay? A lot more attitude. Like literally trying to like talk down to me, belittle me, things like that. I wasn't having it. Right? The conversation didn't go on much longer than that. Right? Then I created a Instagram post about it. And then she responded to the Instagram post saying that, okay, you're right. I guess I'm damaged. Right? But this is what I don't understand. Okay? With people. I go through this a lot in the dating community, okay? Just because you fit in a box, or maybe there's something about you that's flawed, you still should be able to have an open discussion and a dialogue about those things. A lot of people tend to not want to talk about their flaws or their problems, right? I'm a type of person where if I'm dating someone, right, I'm going to speak my mind, okay? Because to me, there's no other reason to be exclusive with someone unless I see a future with you, okay? So I'm not going to bite my tongue if I'm in a relationship, okay? Right? But a lot of females, in my experience, okay, I'm sure males go through the same thing, they become very defensive, very sensitive, very emotional. And I always tell people, step back, breathe. Take a second, okay? Right? Let's talk about this, okay? And it usually goes south, right? So this video today is about getting the help that you need, okay? In order to be happy, okay? Life is beautiful, man. When you find peace, okay? Life is a beautiful thing, okay? And a lot of people are so damaged, so destroyed in the inside that nothing makes them happy, right? They try to then inflict that misery on other people because they are so miserable by the things that have transpired in their life. That's not fair to no one, right? If you have been through something and it's affecting you, seek counseling. Maybe talk to a close friend about it, right? But when you store it, when you keep it in, right? When you bottle it up, it makes things worse. So I want you females to understand something, right? It was a term that I always heard as a child playing sports, right? Like if your coach is on your butt, the coach is pushing you, right? That's because he believes in you. He know you're a star. He believes you're great, okay? What a lot of females don't understand is this. The prettier you are, the more guys tend to shut up, right? Because most men, they just want one thing from you, okay? And they'll do whatever it takes, tell you whatever you need to hear in order to complete that mission. Right? A lot of females have no clue why sometimes they've been dealing with a guy for so long, but yet he won't become exclusive. He won't put a title on it. Because, sweetheart, he haven't really been truthful with you and spoke his mind and gave you his opinions on how he truly feel about you. Okay? That's why. Right? But to keep the peace, right? And to get what he wants sexually, he just don't say anything. But he know long term he can never be with you. Okay? So the point that I'm making is this. When you get a guy that take interest in you, when you get a guy that really take interest in you, right? And he try to convey something to you that maybe it's a characteristic trait that you possess, be able to hold a conversation about it. Okay? That's a good thing that he's speaking his mind. That means he like you. When a guy don't say nothing, he doesn't want anything long-term, sweetheart. Okay? And I think that's what like confuses a lot of women, right? Because a lot of guys don't say anything, then when they finally get a real one, right, they don't know how to handle the truth. It will behoove you. It will behoove you, right, to keep someone like that in your life. I don't care if it's a friend. I don't care if it's a guy. I don't care if it's a relative. When someone's seeing you are doing something wrong and they don't check you and tell you about it, they don't really love you. Okay? Because love is an action word. Someone that loves you is not going to see you do wrong. Is not going to see you destroy your life. Is not going to see you make horrible decisions. Okay? This is why usually bad behaviors, you know how you heard the phrase like the apple doesn't fall from the tree, right? That's because like bad behaviors, people like that tend to like stick together, because who are you to talk about my shit when you're doing it also? All right? The last thing I'm gonna say is this. What people gotta understand is this. The day that I meet a woman that makes me better, that's the one that I wanna be with. Okay? You should wanna be with someone that challenge you and make you better. Not someone that's not being honest and transparent with you about your flaws, about your, your red flags, your negative characteristics and traits. Okay? You want someone to be honest with you. Okay? So, once again, if you guys have something that you guys are dealing with internally, right? Seek counseling, or a friend, a relative, someone that you look up to, you know what I mean? Vent to them. Talk to them about it. Someone that you know that won't sugarcoat your shit. Okay? I'm telling you, it will change your life when you come to terms with the things that have occurred with you. You guys have a great day.